The Libyan crisis is showing no signs of dying down and is now being felt far beyond its borders. Well, thousands of immigrants have already fled to neighbouring countries, while the unrest has seen the price of oil rocket. RT's Irina Galushka maps out the situation.
Let's look at the implications of the ongoing unrest in the northern African region and what it means for the rest of the world. Geographically, Libya, Tunisia, Egypt and Algeria, and these are just some of the countries affected by the civil unrest. They're just across the sea from Europe. An estimated 140,000 people have already fled unrest in Libya into neighboring Tunisia and Egypt. But the likelihood they'll actually stay there is rather slim. Italy has already received as many as 10,000 refugees who continue to pour into the country. France, Greece and Spain may just be next in line.
Even before these uprisings, the prospect of massive immigration has always been Europe's worst nightmare. In real terms, it has never been substantial. We have always been below 30,000 possible entries every year. Clearly, the overthrow of the governments poses a whole different set of issues, and what Europe will be able to do, it depends on the ability of actually coordinating among some of the governments that are most affected. I mean, imagine if in 2 months' time Colonel Gaddafi is not overthrown. I mean, business cannot proceed as usual after this, so something will have to be done.
If we look on the map of Libya in terms of oil production facilities, we'll see that 80% of the oil-producing territories right now are under rebel control. Now, Europe takes over 85% of Libya's crude exports. More than 30% of Libyan oil goes to Italy, 14% to Germany, 10% to China and France, and 5% to the United States. The unrest has already promoted a spike in oil prices, which climbed to over $100 a barrel, the highest point in 2 years. And this, some analysts say, is just the beginning.
Oil prices have a knock-on effect to the cost of most items, because of course you need energy to make products and deliver them to shops. So if oil prices continue to stay high, that will have significant inflation pressures on Europe and the world.
Finally, if a civil war breaks out in Libya, with the country breaking apart, geopolitical implications for the region and for the world cannot be underestimated.
The major peril now is is the Islamists, radical Islamists coming into power all over the region. You know, these revolutions in Egypt, in Syria, in Tunisia, all over the Arab states, they have not been Islamic yet. You can see that many radical Islamist parties, which have been suppressed by previous regimes like Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, for instance, and al-Qaeda in Libya. You know, al-Qaeda is very strong in Libya. Actually, Libyan department of al-Qaeda is one of the strongest in the world, maybe the second strongest after the Pakistani one. One of the greatest dangers now is that al-Qaeda and other jihadist networks try to get use of that situation.
So the highly volatile situation in this northern African region really bears significance not just for Libya, Egypt and Algeria, but really for the rest of the world.